What's up, gang? What's up, YouTube? Yeah, y'all won't believe what happened. So today is April 5th. April 5th, March 5th. I'm sorry, March 5th, um, 2026, and I'm in my studio. Um, while I was working on a slideshow, I have a residency at a club called the Atrium, and I was working on a slideshow, to show on our big screen and all that for an event we got coming up on the 7th of March, which is our regular day party. But shooting right to the point, now that I calmed down a little bit and I'm breathing a little better, while I was sitting here working on, I have two systems here. I don't know if you guys follow me. I'm going to try and turn this and show you. So this is the one I was working on, right? This is like my desktop. When I go live, when I stream, when I'm DJing, I use that, or just to look up general stuff, download music, whatever. This one is my workhorse system behind me with the double screens, the monitors, and all of that, right? So while I'm working on this system and doing what I got to do, I started hearing something that sounded like a mouse or something squeaking. And I said, what is that? Then I thought maybe it was something in my walls or something like that. I'm like, what is going on? So I kind of just focused my ear that way, and I'm listening and I'm listening. And I couldn't figure it out. Then all of a sudden I started hearing something making like a searing noise, like you could tell something was melting or burning or whatever the case it was. And I'm like, what is that? And I'm looking around. And so then I get closer with my ear and closer with my ear. And then I started smelling smoke, like a sulfury, eggy type smell. And guess what it was, gang? My atom, my atom, my atoms. Yep, my T7V. My T7V was self-combusting. There was no power on, just like you see it behind me right now. There was no power on, nothing on. It was just plugged into the outlet like it's been for years. I've had these A7s for probably loyal about 2, maybe 3 years, 2.5, 3. We can say strong about 2.5 to 3 years. They've never gave me a problem. I've mixed down many songs with them. I just got the A44 brand new from Sweetwater. I got these from Sweetwater. And I just got the new A series to help me with my mix downs, which what you see over here on the screen, because I do most of my mix downs on this. This thing is still stinking. It's right up on me and it's smelling horrible. And I was freaking out because I jumped. I told my wife. I said, "Yo, I think my speaker's on fire." So I started pulling out the XLR, pulling out the power cord from the back, and then I unplugged it from the heavy duty surge protector we have, because our surge protector pretty much handles just pretty much our modem and our switchers and different stuff like that. But yeah, it started smoking a little bit, and I guess the fear behind it was, normally we might be going to a club at this point, or we might be gigging somewhere, and we might not have been home when this happened. I thank God above. I thank God Almighty, man. I'm telling y'all, I thank Him that we were home. I was God put me in the right place at the right time to have me sitting here doing what I was doing, so I can hear this thing about to combust. and my dumb butt was really about to ignore it. I'm gonna be absolutely 100. I was getting ready to ignore it. I wasn't even gonna pay attention to it. And I'm thinking maybe it's my mind was playing tricks on me. And then what made me really jump up is it started making the searing, burning, crackling noise even more and more and more. And then I started getting more the odor, and that's what really made me jump up. Um, because at first I just said that can't be happening. How can that be happening? There's no power on. There's nothing on. There's nothing happening over here. There's why would it do that? You know. But yeah, it was doing it. I unplugged it, and thank God we're okay. We still have a home. My heart was just pounding from the whole situation, gang, because I was just thinking about, yo, what if we weren't home and it set my whole studio on fire, and I would have lost all my gear, you know, probably our house or a good portion of our house, no telling, you know. God is good, man. I'm grateful. I'm just hoping that Adam makes good on this with me. I already had called Sweetwater and notified them of it, um, to let them know what was going on with this thing and stuff like that. So they're gonna give me a call tomorrow because it was kind of close to closing, and they're gonna see what they're gonna do, what they can do, and they're talking about repairing it. But at this point, I mean, yeah, you could take it back and repair it, but it's not helping me right now because I'm still a mix down engineer. I'm still a music producer, and I need my speakers. Like you see in the background, I have my KRKs, but they really don't work well for me for what I do. They're better for me when I'm DJing, you know, and doing stuff like that. And then that one in that corner, I think has kind of a little messed up diaphragm on it. It's pushed in. It still plays well. I'm surprised. It's a workhorse, but I can't use it for what I do. So now I'm forced to come out of pocket possibly to buy another speaker unless they work out something with me, another monitor, I should say, or yeah, I'll send it back. They can repair it. They can keep it. They can have it. And again, I'm not mad at Adam. I'm not mad at Adam, but that is scary. The only way I'm going to be mad at Adam is if they don't make good on this. If they don't make good on this, But that's really about it. I'm asking. I don't know if anybody has experienced this. Has it happened to anybody before? I haven't even thought to look on the forums and see if this has happened to anybody before. So I guess that's going to be my next thing, when I get off this video, or I can do it now while we're here together. But yeah, I'm just glad I was here, man, and sitting right next to it, because even what if we even just went to bed early, this thing would have just been smoldering and crackling and burning, and we would have been in our bedroom and the house would have been ablaze. So yeah, just all these thoughts were running through our head, at this point, and I done got real insecure now, so I unplugged the other Atom, just said fuck it, let me unplug it, and the only thing that's plugged up right now is my Atom sub. There's no way to cut that off. It manually shuts itself off and cuts itself back on when you send a signal through it. So, yeah. And now that I think about it, and like I was telling my wife in hindsight, let me put this thing down because it stinks, man. Oh. I had noticed maybe a few weeks ago, maybe about almost a month ago, up to present, when I was doing mix downs and everything on my system, and I'm mixing down instruments, horns and vocals and, keys and stuff like that. and I would sit back and I would listen. Everything would sound cool on the 4-4 here, you know. And then I would bump it over, you know, to the T7s, and I would always I would always find myself. I thought something was going on with my Apollo twin. You know, I thought my Apollo was acting up. You know, my interface. And then I said, well, maybe it's me. So I started going into my DAW and adjusting. You know, the gains on my channel strip. You know, trying to bring up the left side because this monitor that went out was my left side monitor for this ear. And I was getting to the point where I was just telling my wife, I said, hey man, I'm going to see ear, eyes, nose, and throat doctor just to get my ear checked. I said, because for some reason, I said, when I'm listening to music and I'm facing it, I said, my left ear always seems like I can't really hear out of it that well when I'm mixing down. And then I kind of blew that off a little bit because when I put on headphones, I was like, okay, well, I'm hearing everything balanced in the headphones. Why am I not hearing everything balanced coming out of the speaker? So I'm thinking all the way up to this point of it catching on fire, it was slowly dying on me, you know, and I was losing that volume because I kept noticing, even in my mixes, I kept turning up my left and turning up my left. And then I'm watching my levels and I said, well, no, that can't be right. That just cannot be right. I said, something's not right, you know. And so I went back to just balancing things by, you know, frequency and everything that way. And then I would go listen to it. It was fine. So I'm like, maybe it's something else. So then I went behind the monitor and I started turning up the monitor a little more, you know, changing it, you know, from behind and everything, thinking that that would make a difference. And it didn't. Not much. It made some difference, but not much. I really didn't make a major difference in what I was kind of hearing. So I'm thinking maybe it was the Apollo, maybe it was some internal settings I had screwed up. So I was working on that. And I was told this speaker had me totally second guessing myself. And the whole time it was dying on me to go ablaze, to burn up. It was literally say, I'm burnt out, I'm done. And I wasn't heeding the warning signs. So if you guys got these and you're starting to experience that situation, I suggest immediately you unplug it, you call the manufacturer, you call who you bought it from, and put them on alert, man, and try and get that speaker replaced or repaired. Again, I'm not dogging them. They have helped me produce some great music. The Adams, I love them. Never, like I said, never had a problem with them until this thing recently. And not everything makes sense as to why the volume was dropping. It was going out on me and I just didn't know it. And it was about to go all the way out and probably take us out with it, you know. So yeah, guys, that's all I got. And you know, I don't know what else to say. I'm gonna look on here on the forums. Actually, let me see while y'all can just watch me. Let me see, because I don't even know. Let me see. Go into our Google here, and let's see. Adam audio T7. I'm gonna say catching fire. Right now, it's just saying sound buzzing issues, which I did hear that. I actually did hear that coming out of that speaker. That was the first sign that it did some buzzing. Where's my mouse here? But I thought maybe I had a bad XLR or something, and I had changed it. right now it's just showing a bunch of repairs and stuff, repair videos for it. I'm not really seeing anything on the forum. Wait a minute. 1 year ago today, I experienced a tragic fatal. Oh, no, that's not it. That's something else. Um, right now, it's just a lot of buzzing. So I guess I'm the first one that had to deal with something like this. I guess I'm not sure. I'm gonna continue to search through the forums. Um, right now, I'm not seeing anything. I could say heating tweeter issues. Here it is. Okay, so it's saying here, first to please excuse if I miss my rules. I don't know. This person must be kind of foreign. Adam Audio's T7V speakers of some kind. I began noticing the tweeter top part of the monitor giving off heat after around about 2 years. And remember, how long did I tell you I had this speaker? How long did I tell you I had this speaker? Okay, now it's making sense. So after 2 years, at least at first I noticed them off. Yep, they were off to avoid heating and getting bad. And I accidentally left the monitor on during a weekend trip, and I came back to the entire tweeter black from the heat and left the monitor issues. My other monitor and speaker, the right, has no issues. My right has no issues. Here, let me turn this around for you guys so you don't think I'm BSing you. Hopefully you can see it. Let me take you off the tripod here because I'm on my phone, and so let me. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm trying to zoom in. You can pause and read it if you want. Yeah, guys. And I just got this. This is not even quite a month old yet. Almost a month. Oh, a little over 30. I think I made my first. Yeah, actually, it's just 30 days old because I just made my first payments on it. So I love this. You know, the 4.4 is nice. But I'm down a monitor now, so I gotta order me another monitor ASAP. I don't know if I'm gonna order another A7 or if I'm gonna go with a Focal or some Sony's or what. Leave some comments, let me know. But I gotta do something in the next few days because I still got songs I gotta mix down and get ready to get out, and I can't do it with one monitor. So, yeah, man, this was unexpected, and it just, we just had to repair the garage. We just had, we got to, we kind of live rural, so we got to get the septic tank clean and a lot of things, man. And it's just like money is just like, sometimes. But the good thing is we always are looking at the positive. We were here. We were able to save ourselves, save our house from burning down and all that. Yes, we had insurance, but you know how insurance companies are. So at the end of the day, whoever this person is his name on here? Barry described everything that I was going through. Left speaker, left tweeter, burning itself out. The right speaker working just fine. Power was off. He said he left his power on. So I don't know, if leaving the power on these atoms or something like that over time causes those tweeters to burn out. You know, I don't know. Most studios leave their monitors on all the time, and they put them in sleep mode. You know, so I don't. Anyway, guys, help me out. Give me some suggestions. And this is not the way I want to come on the video and talk to y'all, because I got a lot of new music coming out and things like that, and new music videos coming out. So please like and follow where you can catch the new videos. I hope you like my song, The Way You Make Me Feel. We got another one coming out, should be popping up real soon, called Breathe, that Bree J did, my wife. And then Stan Zeff and I just did a track together, I Feel Sexy, which I did a soulful house version. He did the Afro version. I have not, ironically, our version that we did together came out before the actual soulful version, which was weird. So now the soulful version is going to come out after the remix, which the original should have came out first and then the remix. But okay, I did stuff backwards. But okay, guys, I'll see you later.